who can provide advice to our women business owner listeners, providing them insight into their business, or to women who are just starting a business, thinking about leaving their corporate jobs to enter the world of entrepreneurship, or who want to move their business or professional life to the next level. We hope you will gain at least one good nugget, in quotes, that you can put into practice in your business or professional life immediately. Today, our topic is Lift Your Lid in Life and Leadership and Defy Limits in big capital letters. And we are welcoming certified coach, trainer, and speaker, Enezer Lady E. Lane, to the show. Here is a little bit about Lady E. Enezer Lane, affectionately known as Lady E, is a woman of faith and love with a passion for empowering and depositing value into the lives of others. For over 40 years, Lady E has found joy in being a source of transformative inspiration to countless young ladies coming into womanhood as well as women of all ages. At present, the uncompromising multi-hyphenate is touching audiences with her ever-growing empowerment organization, workshops, mentoring, and training tools. Lady E is the founder of Imagery International Movement and not-for-profit women's empowerment organization, launched with the purpose to pour encourage and empower girls and women of all ages. As an accomplished teacher with the ability to communicate with people from all walks of life, regardless of rank, Lady E is renowned for her candidly inspiring messages of hope, victory, and faith. Lady E's ability to empower is rooted in experience, countless obstacles she has overcome in life, and we'll get into that and talk about that a little bit later, which allow her to relate and reach those who are going through similar circumstances. She is a champion for women, adding value by challenging mindsets, expanding beliefs, and uplifting and encouraging women to rock their moxie. She is also a proud certified coach, speaker, and trainer with the Maxwell Leadership Team, offering master classes and coaching for individuals and organizations in growth, leadership, and life. Lady E's gifts in singing and songwriting as a gospel recording artist have resulted in 5 sound recordings which have inspired and uplifted the hearts of thousands. She has garnered many awards and accolades and has traveled extensively throughout the United States, England, and South Africa as a performer. To add to Lady E's accomplishments is the release of her first book, Surface Deep, The Evolution of You, released in September 2022. So before we go any further, let's welcome Lady E to the show. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. So we're going to jump right into the first question that I have, and that is, define Enezer. And am I saying it correctly?
Yes.
Okay, good. I was afraid I wasn't.
Enezer.
Okay, so can you define that for us?
Enezer means rock of help
Oh, wow.
or stone of help.
Okay.
And that is truly who I am from the core, from the inside, all the way deep.
Okay.
I really am a rock of help and a stone of help. I love helping.
Wow.
It's in my DNA.
Is that your given name, or is that a name that you just took on for yourself?
That is my given name.
Wow.
I was named after an aunt
Oh, my.
a couple of years after she passed away.
Okay.
And it was my father's favorite sister
Okay.
because she was the one who took care of him. So I
Mm.
guess she was a rock of help and stone of help as
Mm.
well. His father died in the pandemic in, what was that?
The Spanish flu? Yeah.
1918.
Mm-hmm.
And so he never knew
Hmm.
he was the baby.
Mm-hmm.
He never knew his dad.
Mm-hmm.
It was about 9 of them, 8 or 9 of them,
Mm-hmm.
very, very poor in Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
And she took him on. And when she passed away, after my mom had me, he said her name is Enezer.
Oh, wow. It sounds like it has biblical roots.
Yes, there's the priest Eleazar,
Uh-huh.
and that means the Lord, my helper,
Mm.
and Ebenezer, which is the
Mhm.
place,
Mhm.
and that is rock of help or stone of help.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, that's a really nice name. I wish I could say that I was named after something like that, but I'm not. But yeah, actually, my dad, same experience. His mother passed away of Spanish flu, so
Yes.
he never knew, and that was in England. So,
Yeah.
so what makes your heart sing? I know you sing with your voice, but what makes your
Yes.
heart sing?
Yes. Music makes my heart sing for
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
But doing exactly what I just defined.
Okay.
When I can help somebody, when I can lead someone in a different direction that is not serving them well, when I can make a difference in someone's life in a positive way, um, that makes my heart sing. Nothing satisfies me more than that. I mean, outside of the love of my family and things like that. But when it comes to what really blesses my heart and makes my heart sing, that's it. That's the sweet spot for me.
So, where are some of the venues that you've actually physically sung?
Oh my goodness. All churches, mostly churches, mostly churches. So, but a lot of the churches I've sang in England, London. Um, I can't, it's been a long time, but I've sang in London, England. I've sang in South Africa at the Easter Convention with Dr. Malapo,
Wow.
and in Soweto and other parts, Johannesburg. I've sang, oh my God, probably for about 14 years. Every year I would go to Dr. Frederick K.C. Price in the Faith Dome in California,
Wow.
Los Angeles, and I would sing there. And that was a big, big thing for me because it opened up so many doors. I didn't have to market myself because pretty much anyone who was in his circle, they had this thing that if you're good enough to stand in the round where he sits, then you're good enough to come.
So you would
to
be
me.
invited back every year?
I would go every year, several times a year for their different women's organization events. And this was all for singing, special music and praise and worship. And then I've been all over. I've been to Maryland. I've been to Texas. I've been to Chicago, Atlanta. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
I can't even, Florida, Louisiana, California, Arizona. The list can go on
So
and
everywhere,
on. Yeah, I'm
yeah.
trying to pull them out of the top of my head, but I've been all over Alaska.
Wow.
So I've had that privilege to not only travel, but to minister in song to thousands of people.
Experience.
Yes.
Were you born and raised in St. Louis?
No, I was born and raised in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So what brought you down here? Was it family?
I got married.
Oh, okay.
I got married to a St. Louis, I almost said boy, to a St. Louis man. I got married to a man from St. Louis, and that's what brought me here.
Okay.
And I'm still here.
Wow.
Yes. I finally settled in. It was 25 years for me to get there.
Oh, you never could get used to St. Louis compared to Chicago?
It's no comparison.
Yeah,
It really
no,
wasn't.
yeah.
Especially when I moved here because
Right.
Chicago was fast paced.
Right.
And St. Louis closed at 8 o'clock, sometimes 6. And
yeah,
that was very difficult for me. Yes.
Oh, I can imagine. Totally different lifestyle.
Yeah.
So, what makes you an expert? So, when we say an expert, do you consider yourself? This was a question that you posed. So I was okay, an expert singer, an expert coach, an expert teacher, and all of the above.
I will put it this way: in my singing, I would say that my ear is extremely sharp when it comes to pitch and tone and things like that. It's really just a gift for me to hit notes head on, not sharp, not flat or whatever. So I guess that I didn't put that down there as far as the singing, but that takes some expertise to
Mhm.
be able to have
Right.
that kind of ear.
Mhm.
But expert is from, because my brand title is Elevation Empowerment Expert.
Aha. Okay.
So what makes me an expert in what I do and what makes my heart sing is, first of all, I lead from the heart.
Mhm.
I guide from the heart. I coach from the heart. Um, and the expertise come from the life I have lived. The tragedies, the triumphs, the trials, the ups and the downs in life
Mhm.
has taught me very well things that I could never learn in a book.
Okay. Can we get into some of those, or one or two? I know, unless it's too personal. But,
Sure, no, that's fine, because if I can't share it, then I
Mhm.
won't be relatable.
Right.
That's what helps me to be an expert, because I can't coach in something that
Mhm.
I can't relate to.
Right.
So I understand, let's say, limiting beliefs,
Mhm.
um, identity crisis.
Mm.
I'm very well versed in that because I lived it
Mm.
for years, for decades, and it stemmed from being told as a teenager what I wouldn't be,
Mm.
what I couldn't be, what I would never be,
Mm.
everything that I was not, being closed in, to the point of nothing. There was nothing that I could do outside of school and going to church
Mhm.
and home. That was
Mhm.
it. That was my life.
Mhm.
So I was closed off from everything else, and everything else was a sin, meaning everything was no.
Mm.
So if I asked for something, even if I actually got to the point that I didn't ask, I learned to not ask.
Mhm.
I learned to not expect.
Right.
I learned to live where I was and be satisfied
Mhm.
with that, even though I knew I didn't like it.
Mhm.
So,
You felt there was nothing you could really do about it
right,
because that was your lot in life, and so
right.
you had to
And
put up with
so,
it.
right.
Yeah.
And so I didn't have the I didn't understand then what I was tasting and ingesting and becoming, because I didn't know to do that. I just knew this is what I was taught and this is the way it is. This
Mhm.
is life.
Right.
This is how life, Of course I would say to myself, that's not fair.
Mm.
And of course I would see people doing things, and they knew what they wanted.
Mhm.
I didn't dare dream.
Mm.
I know what it means to not dream,
Mhm.
to not allow myself to dream, you know. Um, and so, no, the word no
Mhm.
became what I accepted.
Mhm.
And then I defined myself, which is why you asked me, how do I define me?
Mhm.
I was defined by who I was attached to, not by who I was.
Right.
And so it's through all of these depression, suicidal ideations, um, identity crisis, all of those things that now, as a woman of a certain age, I believe that I can help ignite a fire in
When did you
someone.
realize that
It wasn't until I was in the process of a divorce. No, I was divorced. And it was during that time that I was having all kinds of divine downloads. This time I was closed in because it was necessary for me
Mhm.
to find myself, because I knew that there was more and I wanted it. And I realized that everything that I had believed up until 45,
Mhm.
I realized somebody told me a lie.
Mhm.
And I began to search, and I dug deep, and it was me and God. That was it.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
pretty profound. So, how do you help women? How do you help other women by telling them your background and some of the things that you just
Yes.
went through? And
I have a women's empowerment organization called Imagery International Movement. And I help people the way God helped me.
okay,
And that is, the tool is the mirror. And our mantra is the butterfly, the life cycle of a butterfly. And so by encouraging people, even if they can't bring themselves to stand in the mirror
Mhm.
and speak to themselves, I literally take them through, and it's actually in the book here. I literally take them through what I went through when I was at my lowest, one of my lowest points. And I thought I was about to have a nervous breakdown. And I was extremely broken. And I got up, I was in the bathroom because I didn't want my children to see me falling apart and crying really bad. It was ugly. But I stood up and I looked in the mirror. And it was as if God said to me, "What do you see?" And I spoke back and I said, "I'm ugly. I'm stupid. I look like a monkey. Oh my God, I just tore myself up." And inadvertently, I turned the water on, got it as hot as I could get it, got a clean towel, squeezed it out, put it over my face, and I took a deep breath before I wiped my face. And he said, "Look again." And I looked, and he said, "Now, what do you see?" And at that point, I saw a totally different thing because I understood that I had to go beyond what I thought or how I perceived myself on the surface
right.
and go deep. Who am I?
Mhm.
And everything I said was affirming. And that was the first time I had ever looked in the mirror and saw myself beautiful.
Mm.
It was the first time I'd ever looked in the mirror and was able to say, I mean, literally speak from my heart about myself and say, I have a big heart. I have a good heart. I don't wish anything bad on anybody. You know, I'm a woman for your glory. I'm a jewel in your crown. And the more I talk, the better it got.
Self-talk. Yeah, that was good. So that would have been a one pivotal moment. When would you have had another pivotal moment? Sorry.
My other pivotal moment was before that. And it was the day, well, the morning, I'll call it the morning after when I woke up. I broken. My marriage was broken. And I felt like it was as if I was grieving the loss, as if somebody had died. I mean, really, really. And I decided I couldn't do this anymore. And I had some oxycodone that I had taken from my daughter when she had some work done, dental work done. And I took the pills and dissolved them and I drank it.
Wow.
And now, I don't know if you're going to laugh at this. It's really not funny, but I laugh at it because I'm still here. I laugh at it and say the nerve of you. But
obviously you didn't succeed.
But I went to bed and I prayed before I went to sleep. And I asked God to forgive me for killing myself because I wanted to go to heaven. And then I dictated and said, I just can't do this anymore. I had stepped across the line to be the God in my own life and to take my own life when I didn't even give myself life. And the next morning at about 11:30, I woke up and I was very upset.
Hmm.
The pivotal part of that is, first of all, I woke up.
Right.
There was no residual. I woke up and I went upstairs. We lived in a split level townhome. And I went to the living room and I sat down and had a fit real quietly with God and said, I'm not supposed to be here. I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. And he gave me a scripture, a part of a scripture. It says, my grace is sufficient for you. And in your weakness, my strength is made perfect. And I took a deep breath because remember, no, and taking things the way it is, accepting it, whether you like it or not, see, that worked for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't go and try it again and say, oh, I'm going to show you, I'm going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I accepted what he said.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of going day by day, that's when I got this epiphany of living breath by breath. And that has been an epiphany for me ever since, because there have been so many trials, so many heartbreaks, so many situations where if God didn't do it, it was a lost cause. And he's always come through. And those were the times when the anxiety and fear and depression and all of those things would set in, that I lean on that one word, breathe.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the, I'm sorry, did I talk too much?
No. So you must have thought obviously that you were worthy enough to snap out of it, I guess, and decide that life was worth living. So.
Well, I didn't really think of it. I just
Right.
had
just
to
kind of-
accept.
that's the way it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So how have you helped? Have you helped other people that have gone through that experience?
I have.
Okay.
There are people who are part of my organization that I've helped with that. I've helped people not only with their imagery moments, and even when that word defined me.
Mhm.
People who have identity crisis, people who are broken and didn't know that they're broken because their brokenness has become normal for them.
Mhm.
I have helped many, many people down through the years. And this is not just since I became a coach. This was actually, I was coaching when I didn't know I was coaching.
Mhm.
I didn't know what a
Right.
coach was.
Just by being, yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure. Okay, so before we go to break, tell us how our listeners can contact you.
Oh, you can contact me. I'll give you my email as well as my website is www.eneazer, ENEAZ as in zebra, ER.com. And so you can get in touch with me that way or by my email, which again, I like my name, Eneazer, ENEAZER at eneazer.com.
Wow, that's pretty easy.
Yes.
So, yeah. So we're going to go take a short commercial break. And this is Women in Business on KWRH 92.9 FM and KXOK 102.9.
Hey, listeners, saying thanks to your customers is nice and polite, but expressing your gratitude in memorable and ongoing ways can boost your business. At Promo Experts LLC, we exceed our customers' expectations. For over 20 years, our product knowledge and experience has helped them with their marketing initiatives and trade show graphics. We are happy to put that experience to work for you. Quality products, great customer service, and prices are our number one priority. We work with you to find unique, creative, and new ideas that fit your image and expectations, helping you build strong relationships with your customers. When you select Promo Experts as your marketing partner, we help you to see more than the big picture. For more information about this exciting opportunity, contact Diane Carson, President, at 636-458-5241. That's 636-458-5241. Let Promo Experts help you to move your business brand beyond the bland. Have you always wanted to write your own book but don't know where to start? Publishing Concepts, a publishing company located right here in St. Louis, offers everything from consulting, book printing, copyrights, ISBNs and barcodes, print book layout, ebook and iBook layout, graphic design, cover design, ghostwriting, typing and editing, distribution, marketing, and more for an affordable price. Visit publishingconceptsllc.com or just Google Publishing Concepts to get started today, or call 314-781-8880. That's 314-781-8880. Publishing Concepts. We help you sell more books.
If you're looking for a new, informative health and lifestyle show to gain knowledge and inspiration to help guide your journey to think, work, and live more powerfully, then you need to listen to Sage Advice with Melissa. It's live each Thursday from 10 to 11. Now, whether you're trying to improve your life from a mental, physical, or spiritual journey, Sage Advice with Melissa Coleman, CEO of Sage Skincare, delivers weekly advice from industry experts to provide you with insightful suggestions to allow you to thrive with a better quality of life. Melissa's mission? To guide you through the uncharted waters of health and wellness and to give you a voice to help improve your life. So be sure to tune in to Melissa on KWRH 92.9 FM every Thursday at 10 a.m. You'll be glad you did.
Many small businesses do not have a marketing manager. In many cases, it is the company owner that drives marketing and sales efforts with the gut instinct to. Many small businesses do not have a marketing manager. In many cases, it is the company owner that drives marketing and sales efforts with the gut instinct to survive. Even when small businesses do have a marketing manager, though, many of them are trying to navigate through the complex sales and marketing landscape with little to no success or budget.
How to Promote Your Business with Limited Money is a general-purpose, how-to-business book written for business owners and marketing professionals by business owners Dr. Stan Fine and Joseph W. Clote. This guide is not intended to be read as a front-to-back chapter book and rather serves as a quick reference guide. Refer to this book as you need specific information and skip around as needed.
Promoting your business with limited money is one challenging feat, but there are unlimited ideas you can apply to achieve objectives you pre-establish. So put on your marketing hat and let's take action to start showing your prospects the value your business delivers.
A little you need to know about Dr. Stan Fine. During his 60-year career, Dr. Fine has become an authority on sales and marketing business development issues. His presentations have made him much in demand as a speaker and seminar leader. He has taught business development topics at numerous universities across the United States and has conducted over 500 sales and management seminars. Some of Dr. Fine's credentials in corporate America are currently Dr. Fine serves as a co-host of the Your Business radio show on KWRH 92.9 FM in St. Louis and a co-host of Nationwide Daily Radio Show on my Genre Radio Network on the Zeno Media platform. In 100 cities, he is also on a daily TV show on the Valuable TV and the Real TV networks. Go and get a copy of How to Promote Your Business with Limited Money today.
To purchase your copy of How to Promote Your Business with Limited Money, go to It's Your Business website at www.itsyourbusinessradio.com.
Welcome back to part 2 of our show. If you're just now joining us, you're listening to the Women in Business Show. You can catch us locally every Sunday at noon on KWRH 92.9 FM and KXOK 102.9 FM, and streaming daily at 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. on My Genre Radio through Zeno FM at zeno.fm/St. Louis. Today, we're talking with certified coach, trainer, and speaker, and Neezer Lady E. Lane. And we've had some phenomenal discussion, which I think, hopefully will help a lot of people that are considering doing some of the things that you actually physically did do. So what are some of the obstacles that, well, we talked about that. So what led you to be a coach?
What led me to be a coach is that as I continued on my journey, I continued to do what I had been doing for years since I came to St. Louis. I was 19 when I came,
Mhm.
and I became a mentor, and I would call it a servant leader to so many young people. And I would help them with their problems. They would come to me when they wouldn't go to their own parents. They listened to me, and I didn't understand what was going on then. And I call that unconscious thriving, where you're doing what you were meant to do and you don't even realize it.
Right.
So when I started imagery, it started with 5 ladies in my home because I noticed there were people who would just pull on me for me to pour into them, come to my house and literally sometimes sit at my feet and pull on me, asking me questions. And I said, you know what? Oh, and then I was going through a divorce, and I used to be a pastor's wife. So I had no place to go. I had no place to go. And I asked God, where do I go? Where do people like me go? Because when people know you,
Right.
you have to be careful whose lap you lay your head in.
Sure. Right.
You have to be very, very careful. And so he gave me a charge. He said, do you trust you with your heart? And I said, absolutely. But I'm the one who has the problem. Who do I talk to? Where do I go? He said, you started. And so he taught me that even hurt people can help hurt people heal. And I had people come and to my home and cook dinner for them, served them, and sat at the table, and we had life conversations. And it just went from 5 people to 10 to 20 to 25 to 30 in my home. I think it was 30 was
Wow.
and then I said, oh, something is going on here. And so later the following year, I named it imagery. I can't get into all of that. We'd be here all day, but I called it imagery, and it had a lot to do with the mirror, something I had written years ago. And I ran up on this journal, and I knew this is what this is. So I started imagery. And so my sister said to me, Neezer, you really need to go to school. What you're doing is awesome. And people need this so bad, and you're good at it, but you need to go to school.
You have to get the credentials. Yeah.
Diane, I had no interest in going to school.
Wow.
And there was such an urgency to be there to help these people now. I wasn't interested in going to school. And I knew if I wasn't interested, I wasn't going to do well.
Right.
I knew that. And several years later, I was looking for certification programs. I said, if I just become a life coach, that will give me some kind of credential. And I tell people that God tricked me into becoming. Someone told me about the John Maxwell team. And I looked online. I liked what I saw. I asked for information. They called me the next week. And everything in me said, this is it. This is it. This is it right here. And I said, yes. I didn't know how I was going to pay for it. I did not have that kind of money, but I made it happen. I made it happen. And so I became I got certified with the John Maxwell team. I am still, now it's called Maxwell Leadership. And I think it's the best thing I could have ever done.
Did you have to go away, or was it something?
It's an online
okay.
platform.
All right.
And if anybody would like to be a part of the John Maxwell team, I can give you a referral
Okay.
and you can be on your way, because it was more than what I thought I was signing up for. I knew who John Maxwell was, but I knew him as who he was as a
Right.
pastor.
Right.
I didn't know John Maxwell as the #1 leadership guru in the world. So with me having a organization that I really didn't know how to do what I was doing, I was just
Right.
putting one foot in front of the other. It not only helped me with getting my certification as a life coach, but also certification in leadership, not only for me to utilize that with my organization, but also to train other people in organizations. So it was a win-win-win for me. And that's what happened. That's what happened, that I became a coach, because people are wired for different things. I'm not wired for being a career student.
Right.
I'm a student in life, really.
Sure. Yeah. No, I get it. I get
Yes.
it. Yeah. So how long did that take you?
It took me to get my certification. It took me about 6 months, because you go at your own pace on the platform online.
Okay.
And then you go to the IMC, which is our convention, and that's where you get your actual certification. That's where you have to show that you have what it takes to be, and as well as their modules that you have to finish and all of that. So
Okay.
it took me about 6 months, but it's an ongoing it's the gift that just keeps on giving. It is so worth it.
So I guess, are there tests along the way that you have to pass to show that you're taking the modules, or you just kind of complete one after
Yes.
the other? And
When you complete the modules, it automatically says that you have completed this
Okay.
one, you've completed this
Okay.
one, and then you have your some, there are videos, there's also the worksheets and all of those things that you fill out, and it's a big honor system situation as well, and it's been a blessing and overwhelming, because there's so much information.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So you felt like you were given this gift, then you could just still work with people, and there wasn't any gap in between while you were, having to take like
Right.
regular classes. So
Right.
yeah,
And I
sure.
could do it at my pace when I know we have online learning as well, with college courses and things like that, but being able to do it at my own pace.
Right.
I could be up at 3:00 in the morning doing
Right,
it, or
right.
whatever. It also ignited even more of a fire in me, because from that I started my coaching business. So I have my cause, which is Imagery
Right.
International, but my business is Ease to Access, and Access is the acronym for Awaken Consciousness, Coaching, Empowerment, and Speaking Services.
Okay.
And I want to allow people to get access into their own lives, access to whatever door they want to open
Right.
in this world.
Well, I
So
imagine taking the John Maxwell course probably really boosted your confidence
It really
and
did.
your self-esteem.
yes,
So
it did.
you could prove that you could do something. And yeah, I would think that would have been a real reward. So after you took the courses for your coaching, you started your coaching business, and you wrote your book,
Yes.
and it's Surface Deep: The Evolution of You. So do you want to tell us about your book? It's really neat. Yeah, hold
Yes.
it up, because we're actually on Facebook Live.
Are we on
so
Facebook Live?
We are.
Oh,
yeah.
where am I
Right there. See the
pointing it?
camera? Yeah.
Oh my God. They tricked me. Okay,
Yeah.
this is Surface Deep, The Evolution of You. And I'm just going to read it from the back,
Sure.
so I don't stumble over
Mhm.
myself, and for the sake of time.
Right.
This is an unfiltered and enlightened guide to digging deeper to bring forth the best you possible, rooted in faith and personal stories of triumph and overcoming tribulations. The book was written from an anatomical and physiological perspective to activate you to live everything between your birth and death with purpose, determination, and without limits. So that's what this is, and it's excellent for women's groups, book studies. I'm literally completing a workbook that will come with this, and I really, really want to push it towards women's groups,
Okay.
empowerment organizations, youth programs, and things like that. It's like a boot camp.
Okay.
So-
So any of our listeners are interested, you want to tell us again how they can contact you and learn
Yes.
more about that?
You can contact me through, well, you can get the book. Now I have
Okay.
another.
Well, that was another question. Where can
Yes.
you purchase it? Yeah.
Yes, actually, if they go to my website, www.eneazer.com, ENEAZER.com, then there is a link there that you can click to go to the website for the book.
Okay.
And you can get in touch with me that way, or you can email me at eneazer@eneazer.com.
Okay.
Yes, and also, if you order the book from the website, you receive your book signed because I send it to you.
Oh, great.
But if you want to order it and you want to get it right away,
Mhm.
you can go to Amazon.
Okay.
And right now, I believe on Amazon is actually a discount on it. I'm
Oh,
pretty
okay.
sure.
Okay.
So you can go to Amazon.com, search my name,
Okay.
or Surface Deep, The
Okay.
Evolution of You. It's the book with the butterfly.
Okay.
And you'll have it tomorrow or the next day.
So you can get the book and follow the book. I see that there's some kind of little workbooks in there within the book. It looked like to me. So
Yeah.
do you need to sign up for your coaching course, or can you just get the book and follow along by yourself? Or
Yeah, you can get the book and follow along. This is not the part of it. It has lines in it
okay,
after each. This is
okay.
not in
Just
chapters.
for notes. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
it has lines in it. It's called Birthings of Thought, because the book is written to make you think
Okay.
and to go deeper within yourself.
Okay.
It's all about you.
Right.
It's not. It's my book,
Mhm.
and I have some personal stories.
Mhm.
But this book is about the evolution of the person that is reading it. It
Okay.
really takes you from the seed,
Mhm.
from seed to your birth,
Hmm.
to infancy, to growth and development, to the environment, to the things that you took in, the stimuli you took in as a child, the things that groomed you to be who you are.
Mm.
And it helps you to identify whether you have an identity crisis, and it gives you the opportunity to be true and honest with yourself and say, wow, who I've become.
Mhm.
That's not who I am.
Right. And so the book helps you to follow
Yes.
along that path, and
Yes.
you can gives you
Yes.
guidance on that.
Yes.
Okay, so I have a note here. What is Moxie?
Moxie is courage, determination, sheer grit, a will to win. It's ride or die. It's, I'm going to get it, whatever it takes. I'm going to get this done. I'm going to be who I am. I'm going to defy limits.
Okay.
You know, Moxie is the will to win and having the courage to continue.
Okay.
It's called, for me, I call it jumping in and growing your wings on the way down.
And you do have a workbook on that.
I have a workbook,
right.
and actually, it's not publicized yet. Unfortunately, we're working on that.
Okay.
But in April, I will be launching an 8-week course, and it's Moxie, 5 Precepts to Define Limits. And Moxie means, it's an acronym for mindset, opportunity, X factor, intentionality, and finally, elevation.
Wow.
And it can get a little intensive because, again, it makes you go deep and identify what it is, not only what you want. You have to do this workbook. Not only what do you want, but what kind of mindset do you have? Are you in the right frame of mind?
Right.
You know, it has a part in there about tattoos, and not tattoos on your skin, but tattoos in your psyche. And so we really, really delve. The first 3 weeks is talking about mindset. First 3 weeks is mindset, and it's John Maxwell, my Papa John, they teach us to do no more than 90 minutes for coaching, especially group coaching and things like that.
Well, I was going to ask you that. Is this a one-on-one or is this small groups?
It's a
or?
small groups.
Okay.
Small groups. So when the first one is, when we get 10, that's the limit.
Okay.
So 10 per group.
Okay.
And so they tell us to not do over 90 minutes. I'm going to ask them to give us grace for another 30, just in case. Just in case, only if necessary.
Because people wiggle around after 90 minutes, or
Oh yeah, people's attention span.
right,
Yeah,
especially nowadays.
yeah. But it will be virtual. It's coming up in April,
Okay.
the latter part of April, so the information will be out.
Okay.
If they go to my Surface Deep, if they go to my website and go to the Surface Deep tab
Okay.
and put their information in with their email, I will definitely make sure that they get the information. And first 10 is going to be the ones that get in the first class.
Oh, wow.
And I'm not going to stretch myself and do 3
Right.
classes at a
Right.
time.
Good, 'cause
I'm
you
going to
want-
dedicate
You
myself.
really want to focus.
Yes.
People that really need help.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how do they decide whether they, are they, just walk me through, like, how, if I wanted to have one of your coaching classes, what would make me think that I might need one? I mean, is it a realization all of a sudden, or is it something, I mean, what is it?
I will say, I don't like cliches. I'm a no frills, no thrills. I just want to be thrilling, of course. But I mean, I want that to be natural.
Right. Yeah. Right.
I don't like to sensationalize stuff
Right.
and give a lot of fluff. Coaching with me is for people. When I said that about the fluff, I was leading to everybody's out there saying, if you're stuck,
Right.
and that's what I was saying at first. And then everybody started saying, if you're stuck, and I'm like, I don't want to use that because I don't want to be like everybody else. But the word that comes to me, if you're searching, if you're in a place in your life, there's more. And you either don't have the moxie or the courage, or you have some of those tattoos or things that are holding you back, and you really want to break out of that box, and you want to be the authentic you, and you want to rock your moxie, whatever that is. It doesn't necessarily have to be career. It could have something to do with you and your relationships. We're talking about life
Right.
and leadership. But you can't, even if you're in a leadership position, everybody's a leader because you need to lead your own life.
Right.
And so people who are really searching and they want more, and it is not contingent on how much education you have, because there's some very, very brilliant people who are wanting, and they're empty and they're broken. And it's a wonderful thing to have the education and be very comfortable in your skin. So I'm your girl. I'm the champion. I'll either plant the seed, or I'll water, or I'll help light the fire.
Okay. All of the above. Yeah.
Yes.
So is it women that lean more towards this, or is it a mixed group? Is it more males? I mean, would a male see himself as weak if he was thinking about, trying to move his life forward and, come to you for help? Or
It depends. It depends, but I generally am a champion for women.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm very comfortable there
Mm-hmm.
because that's where I have lived.
Right.
Um, I don't have the mind of a man,
Right.
even though men will call me.
Mm.
I have never coached.
Mm.
I mean, really coached.
Mhm.
I was going to say, well, maybe I have, but
Inadvertently.
yes, inadvertently, yes. I've been, and I have many male counterparts who actually they call me mama. So they come to me in a mommy way. It's
Uh-huh.
like, mommy, that kind of thing. Outside of that, no,
Right.
I really, really, I have tunnel vision when it comes to women,
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to coaching. If it's a specific kind of coaching
Mm-hmm.
in leadership, like career and that kind of thing, then I will entertain, with males.
Right.
And they need it as bad as women do.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They do.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
they're a lot more vulnerable
Mm-hmm.
than they let on. They have to have that macho
Right. Almost have
facade.
their guard up.
Yes,
Yeah, sure.
but men are as sensitive and sometimes more sensitive than the women.
Do you have sons or daughters?
I have a son.
Okay. All right.
He's 46.
So you're a boy mom.
I'm
Okay.
well, my daughter. I lost my daughter.
Oh, sorry.
So she was 22 when she passed away.
Oh, wow.
So I had a son and a daughter.
Okay.
But my son is alive and well in Texas.
Okay.
And hi, Andre. And I have 5 gorgeous grandsons.
Oh, wow.
Yes, yes.
Wow. So mostly males. So I just wondered what gravitated you towards women, but it just feels, is it a safer space or?
It's safer as
Right.
well. Yes, it is.
Mhm.
It's safer
Mhm.
and it's also relatable.
Okay.
Yes.
So did you have brothers or sisters or just,
I had sisters.
okay.
It's just 3 girls.
Okay.
Yes, I have 2 older sisters.
Okay.
Yes.
So you were more used to being around females growing up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about Imagery International Movement.
Imagery International Movement is women's empowerment group we are a catalyst and a bridge. We help women get from where they are now, and we're a bridge to help them get to the next. We really challenge their mindsets when it comes to thinking for yourself, being independent in your thinking, and unlearning learned behaviors. The same thing with the mindset, negative mindset, women who just need to be lifted, need to be encouraged, need just a little somebody who believe in them to give them a push.
Mhm.
And so that's pretty much what Imagery is. We do an annual event called Because I'm Worth It. And we do it because we're worth celebrating ourselves. And it's always very nice. It's usually at the country club, but the last time we did it, we haven't done it. This is the 4th year we didn't do it since the pandemic.
Right.
Everything just,
Sure.
so we're trying to get our momentum going again. But the event is the biggest thing we do. And then we get together. We're literally we're shifting.
Mhm.
That's a good thing about leadership. You got to know when to pivot and when to shift.
Right.
And so we're shifting. Instead of getting together once a month, we're getting together quarterly.
Okay.
And then there are other aspects of imagery that come into play.
Okay.
And so imagery is it's based on the life cycle of the butterfly. So by age. So we will not do the larvae, which is the first stage,
Right.
until the end. We're doing it backwards.
Okay.
And our goal is to really partner and collaborate with other organizations for ages 8 to 18,
Mhm.
which is the caterpillars.
Okay.
We have programs and we
Interesting.
have empowering things, as
Right.
well as organizations that have teen moms,
Okay.
young teenagers who are becoming parents,
Right.
still in school or
Okay.
whatever. I have a program for that
Mhm.
called Teen Advocacy Program.
Mhm.
And then the Chrysalis is age 19 to 40,
Hmm.
19 to 39. And that's the ooey gooey, icky part of life where you're learning, you're bumping your head, you're, excuse me, stuck on stupid and doing all kinds of stuff that you're
Right.
not even thinking, but only
Sure.
because you're grown
Right.
and you can.
Right.
And then 40 to 49 is, I added a stage. It's called the awakening.
Hmm.
And that's when you're coming from the chrysalis, you're beginning to see the world in a different way.
Okay.
But you're not flying yet because your wings are wet.
Wow.
And then from 50 to 65 is the butterfly.
Okay.
65 to 9. Oh, my oldest is 100 now.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
65 to 100 is the pollinators.
Wow.
So
Wow.
that's
It's
imagery.
amazing, boy. So before we sign off, we're coming to the. I could go on forever. This is great. So I just wanted to thank you for being my guest today, and tell us one more time how our listeners can get hold of you if they're interested in taking advantage of any of your coaching programs, or even if they want to, buy your book or whatever. So
Absolutely. If you just go to Eneazer, ENEAZER at Eneazer, the same word. Oh, no,
.com.
that's the email.
Okay.
That's the email. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Eneazer at Eneazer.com.
Mhm.
And then the website
Right.
is Eneazer.com.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Great.
Yes.
So thank you for being my guest today. And I know that you've really helped a lot of our listeners out
I
there,
hope
I'm
so.
sure, that are struggling and you're wondering where to turn, for help. And
Yes.
I think that's great. I hope they reach out to you. So please reach out to Lady E to learn more. And
Yes.
to me, Diane at promoexperts.com for your promotional product needs, or just to offer feedback about the show today. Thank you for listening.
And thank you for having me.
Thanks so much.